What do you think about the rehabilitation? Do you think that happens?
People can choose to rehabilitate themselves.
Yeah.
But there's no rehabilitation really. You can do a course, like they're doing barista courses, like
Yeah.
yeah, you've done something wrong, make coffee, like
That's so fucking Melbourne.
Yeah.
You know that some chick from Melbourne with pink hair came up with that program. Teach all the murderers to make coffee. That'll fix them.
Yeah.
And they get out and they're like, oh, I know how to make coffee and prison wine.
Yeah.
What do I do with this skill set?
Yeah. Yeah, it's but and the caseworkers, I give it to a lot of the caseworkers because the caseworkers are good people. I had a good caseworker. Her name was Beck, and
Yeah.
and I asked her a couple of weeks before I got out. I was like, Beck, you're a woman. You're working in a prison around dangerous criminals, and I was like, what's the hardest part of your job? And she was like, honestly, dealing with the screws. Like,
Really?
She said working with the inmates is a breeze most of the time. She said, don't get me wrong, occasionally she'll talk to someone and she'll be like, this guy's a sociopathic freak that shouldn't be allowed near a woman ever again. And she feels like she needs to have a shower afterwards, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But generally, her main issues was trying to just work within the system and the system stopping her doing sort of shit. And do you know what remission is? So when you go to jail, they
prison
get
terms.
well, I don't know about the rest of the country, but you get remission. So I was meant to serve 12 months, but they gave me 3 months remission, and that extra 3 months is based on whether I'm well behaved in there.
Right.
And so I could have lost some remission for refusing the order and stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't end up taking any remission.
Oh, so if you misbehave, you could potentially do 12 instead of 9.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, okay.
So it's kind of like an incentive to stay well behaved in there.
Okay.
Because if you've just serving that time and there's no incentive to be well behaved in there,
You're true.
Yeah. So they'd have things where like guys have been there for a couple of years, they've got a few months remission, and the day before they get out, and they've set up to get out, they've got a plane ticket to somewhere, whatever.
Yeah.
And the day before they find out, no, we've taken 2 months remission.
Right.
And that just throws a spanner in all their works. They've lost money, all sorts of things like that. And
Yeah, that fucks your whole...
yeah. And then
plan.
the caseworkers were just so, because here they are working with someone, getting them pumped to this point, getting them ready for life, everything like that. And the day before they get out, they get told, nah, 2 months more, you know what I mean? And
That's
then,
fucked to find out the day or two before.
Exactly.
That's cruel.
It is. I watched one guy go through it, and
Do you know why they put the extra time on?
because I think he got into a fight.
Right.
And they were like, no, you're losing. I think he lost a month remission. But he was getting out 2 days before his birthday.
Yeah.
He had flights to Melbourne. He was going to the footy game with one of his oldest friends.
Fuck.
All these sorts of things. And the day before he gets out, I just walked past him and I'm like, you'll be getting pumped. And he was like, just staring at the ground. I was like, what's wrong with him? And then I found out. I was like, fuck, poor cunt. Like,
That would turn your whole... Even when eventually he did get out, it'd be a dirty feeling almost.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't...
this should have happened 2 months ago.
It doesn't make... Especially when it gets in the way of other opportunities or plans that you've done to get out and try and get back on your feet,
You probably wouldn't... If that happened to me, I probably wouldn't plan properly for my second release date because I'd be like, well, I don't know if I'm actually going to get out. I'll plan when I'm out. And then you're out and you got no plan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a stressful one. I only found out a week before I got out that I didn't lose any remission. So for that, up until that week, I was thinking, well, I could not be getting out in January. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well, because I knew that could happen to you. You
Yeah.
were like sometime in early Jan, and I was like, I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed because you'd already been out before.
Exactly.
And then you got fucking 7 more months.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll be happy when I get a text.
Yeah, that's it.